Hello everyone! Today we're diving into something really fascinating, a unit of measurement that's super important in space science. It's called the astronomical unit, or AU for short. But don't worry, I'm going to break it down for you in a simple way. So what exactly is an astronomical unit? An astronomical unit, or AU, is basically a tool to measure the enormous distances in space. The universe is huge, and using regular units like meters or kilometers gets tricky because the numbers get ridiculously big. Instead, scientists came up with the AU to make things easier. The astronomical unit is the average distance between the Earth and the Sun. That's about 150 million kilometers, or about 93 million miles. But instead of using those giant numbers, we simply say 1 AU. Simple, right? Now let's talk about why we use AU. Imagine you're measuring the distance from your house to the grocery store. You'd probably use kilometers or miles, right? But when we're talking about Jupiter's distance from the Sun, for example, saying 778 million kilometers would be overwhelming. So we use AU instead. Jupiter is about 5.2 AU from the Sun, which means it's 5.2 times farther from the Sun than Earth is. That's much easier to grasp, isn't it? Now let's bring this concept to life with an example you can picture at home. Imagine this basketball is the Sun, and this marble is the Earth. If you place the marble about 15 meters or 50 feet away from the basketball, that's roughly the scaled-down distance between the Earth and the Sun, which is 1 AU. That's 1 AU in a way you can actually see. And if we move the marble farther, we can imagine how far other planets are. So, how far are other planets in terms of AUs? For example, Mercury is closer to the Sun at around 0.39 AU. Mars is a little farther than Earth at 1.5 AU. Jupiter, as we mentioned earlier, is about 5.2 AU. And way out there, Neptune is about 30 AU from the Sun. So instead of using millions or even billions of kilometers, we use AU to make these massive distances much easier to understand. And here's a fun fact. Even spacecraft use AUs. Take Voyager 1, for example. This spacecraft, which has traveled farther than any human-made object, is currently more than 160 AUs away from Earth. That means it's 160 times farther from us than the distance between Earth and the Sun. So, to summarize, the astronomical unit is a super helpful way to measure distances in our solar system. It's based on the distance between Earth and the Sun, and instead of using complicated, enormous numbers, we just use AU to make it easier to talk about space. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this made the concept of the astronomical unit a bit clearer for you. If you have any questions or want to learn more about distances in space, feel free to ask in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. See you next time!